I heard your brother is the one that kind of pushed you into singing in a competition.
Yeah, I was 15 at the time, and I was obviously most 15-year-olds don't know what they're doing and get obsessive sometimes. And then I really got into music, and then my brother, which he never gives me compliments. I was like, I mean, you're at the age where your brother doesn't really compliment you on anything. He's like, hey, I think this singing thing could really work for you. And I was like, oh, that's a sign.
or he wanted to play a bad joke on you. Like, hey, I think this singing thing will really work out for you.
Oh, good thing my instincts saved me. Well, yes, he was serious. And I went to a audition for a competition at the time. It was like a local competition. I did the audition, didn't make the audition, but ended up getting scouted at that venue by other labels and K-pop labels to be exact. But apart from pop music, I was also a huge fan of K-pop in the early 2000s, still a fan. I'm super proud of being part of it too. And then I got a deal at 15.
At 15 to move to Korea?
Yes, so I moved to South Korea in 3 weeks.
Hold on, so you didn't speak Korean though?
Yeah, now that I can admit it now. I thought I was great at it at the time, but I mean, that's why you're 15, right? I mean, you think you're great at it. I'm like, no, I'm going to be okay. You should be thanking me that I'm moving out at 15. I'm saving you 2 years, Dad. But little did I know I got there, and I really, really dedicated myself into the hours of learning how to read and write and the culture and like on top of...
So you didn't speak any Korean going over there?
I did a little.
Did you have any blowback when you first got there that you didn't speak it?
I mean, it's amazing. I really wanted to go, and I loved the music and the culture, the food, the dramas, and imagine something different. But here is 15-year-old California girl me saying, you're welcome after every phrase. So when somebody they're like, oh, thank you. And I'd be like, oh, you're welcome. And they'd be like, and I said you're welcome in Korean, which is never used. I'd be like, 천만에요. That means you're welcome in Korean. And they're like, we don't use that.
Where are you from?
I'm like, okay, so I'm sorry I looked that up in a dictionary. But, I mean, that was like the little things where I didn't know how to say. I was like, do you say bless you in Korean? And they're like, no. So yeah, little things like that I didn't really know about.
When you were learning Korean and learning about the culture, did you feel this strong bond and connection?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to learn your roots and really get to know, where my parents are from and the culture and the heritage and being there versus just kind of knowing it on the side was absolutely an experience.
What was the one thing? I just want to know, what was the one thing it was hard for you to adjust to?
I think... over the course of the 10 years in Girls' Generation, one of the real pressuring things was that I felt like, and it's not just in Korea, it's all over the world, that we weren't supposed to age, or women in music should be a certain age or should be younger. And here we are at year 10 and going strong. And that was another thing. I think that was the thing where there was a pressure of staying young and wanting to keep an image and things like that. And then I realized it's kind of confining the creativity.
First celeb crush ever?
Leonardo DiCaprio in Romeo and Juliet, and then Justin Timberlake.
No, that's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, am I being judged?
She's like, am I being judged on what great. I like? No. First time you heard your song on the radio?
I did not. I couldn't believe myself that it was playing. I mean, I was listening. I grew up listening and driving around with my parents recently, and now that my song's on it, I'm still pinching myself every time. When
your parents are with you, that's so sweet. Oh. Okay, I don't know if this has happened to you yet, but first on-screen kiss.
I had a kiss in one of my music videos in 2016. So 2016 in my music video for Heartbreak Hotel.
Was it weird or was it all
No,
good?
I was actually directing that piece. So okay. It was rainy and cold, and trust me, when you're doing these things, it's never amazing and romantic. It's just like, okay, cut. Can we change the angle on the lens? I need a different angle when we're editing, because I'm already like, I'm in the moment when I'm acting, but then when it's like cut, I'm like, oh wait, let's switch out the lens. Sorry. And I'm like holding the actor there while I'm like talking with the directors and things like that. But
So it wasn't good. It wasn't romantic for him either.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You're like, that's not good enough.
No,
Technical.
I bet he was just like, whoa, this girl is like intense. I don't think he expected that I was going to be so hands-on in the creative process when we were shooting this. That whole day, he was just kind of mind blown. And so once again, thank you to my co-star on that video, Mino Komawayo. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
First car accident.
First car accident. What I was in my car accident. Yeah. Oh my gosh, so embarrassing. I got my car. It was only 2 weeks. I had my youngest sister, my youngest bandmate in the car, and I was like, I'm gonna take you to dinner. And then I hit my rear view mirrors in the corner.
First time in Korea.
First time in Korea when I was younger, but I don't really remember it too well. But first time in Korea alone was 2004, and I went to chase after my dreams. So it was kind of magical. It was winter. I was seeing snow, and I'm from California, so I was like, oh my gosh, snow.
And first time you met Babyface.
First time I met Babyface.
Because you're working with him on new music.
Yes, I did. I was in the studio, at Babyface's studio almost every day after school last fall. So last September, October. So it's been a year.
Yeah. And how was it when you met him?
Everybody in the room was like, is he real? And he does have a baby face.
He does. Still.
Yeah, still. He looks amazing.
Now your phone is on our desk here and it lit up. It said an Instagram notification.
Oh,
I can't help but say you have millions of followers on Instagram. Do you get every notification?
No, I only did the notifications for my bandmates actually.
Oh, okay.
So that I can you can go to a specific profile and then turn on an alarm. So I turned on an alarm for like my bandmates because we're always on different time zones.
Gotcha.
And I don't want to miss out on things.
Because I thought your phone would be full.
Oh no, it's just as you can see, it's just one. Yeah, they're probably going on like ham on their Halloween post because it was like a Halloween party right now in Korea.
How? First time you realized you were famous in South Korea. When you knew it, you were like, oh my God, this is huge.
When we were on billboards for different endorsements and ads, and like it wasn't like it's not about vanity in the sense of like we're representing. And then it wasn't, when I first started with Girls' Generation, there weren't that many girl bands. So to be like the only girl band, well, there were more girl bands with me around that time, but it was a proud moment for me and made me feel like I don't think I was into the idea of like, ooh, I'm gonna be famous or a star. I was like, oh I've created something that matters moment.
That's awesome. Well, we're so happy you stopped by.
Thank you for having me.
No, and you got EP coming out in February. You have to come back.
Yes,
You're gonna come back. All right. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you.